Early on, it looked as though the terrorist tactics had failed. Hundreds defied the Taliban threats at this polling centre in Kabul, determined to have their say in Afghanistan's future. There was a real enthusiasm here, and nothing, it seemed, was going to stop these people from casting their votes.
It's important for peace. It's important to vote for the right person who will really work for Afghanistan.
Among the first voters was the incumbent president, Hamid Karzai, the favourite to win again. But it's important for him that this election is seen to be credible.
It's the second presidential and parliamentary elections in Afghanistan, and I'm sure that, inshallah, this will be for peace, for progress, and for the well-being of the Afghan people.
But this was the more typical picture. Few venturing out, even in the capital, with its thousands of police and soldiers on guard. They had hoped this corridor would be thronging with voters. 11,000 were expected. Instead, it's been pretty empty for most of the day, and the polling stations themselves have been like this for a lot of the time. It's been terribly disappointing, with election commissions just sitting around with nothing to do. It is important for the international community too, and the UN chief was anxious to emphasize the positive at one polling station.
These elections are important, first of all, for the Afghan people, really first of all for the Afghan people, but they also demonstrate, I think, that the investment that we made over all these years are important, and that this commitment must be long-term, but based much more on an Afghan leadership and ownership of the entire process.
There were the brave, like this father, who brought his 11-month-old baby daughter along to encourage his fellow countrymen and women to vote too.
I'm hoping the Afghan who can hear in view my 11-month-old daughter coming out to participate in the election, that will mobilize the others that, yes, I should do it too.
The mainly illiterate electorate are choosing between nearly 3 dozen candidates for president, identified by photograph or symbol. And there are provincial elections too. Every person who dipped their finger into this indelible ink, which shows they voted, did so in the face of Taliban threats to cut the finger off. It took some nerve to come out, but they judged it important.
I was really scared. Even my family is not in here. They just told me to come home. But still, because I want to vote, I'm here.
Everyone should not sit at home in this very important day. They should come and vote for the better future of Afghanistan.
The first results are not expected for weeks, with some votes having to be brought down from mountains by donkey. And then there'll be another challenge to convince a sceptical Afghanistan that this election has been fair, credible and transparent. Alex Crawford, Sky News, Kabul.